Around 1200 BC, the world ended. Not the whole world, but the one that existed. The Bronze Age world. The most advanced civilization humanity had ever built. And it collapsed completely in about 50 years. Egypt, the Hittites, Mycenaean Greece, Ugarit, Babylon, every major power of the ancient world, gone, within a single human lifetime. To understand how catastrophic this was, you need to understand what they had built. By 1200 BC, humans had been building complex civilizations as for over 2,000 years. These were not primitive people. They had writing, diplomacy, international trade networks spanning thousands of miles. The Pharaoh of Egypt wrote letters to the king of the Hittites, his sworn enemy, addressing him as brother. Ships carried copper from Cyprus, tin from Afghanistan, grain from Egypt, wine from Greece, across the entire Mediterranean. Cities like Ugarit, on the coast of modern-day Syria, were cosmopolitan trading hubs where 5 languages were spoken on the same street. This was the Bronze Age world, interconnected, sophisticated, and apparently fragile. Then, sometime around 1200 BC, letters from the edges of the empire started reporting something strange. Raiders from the sea, burning cities, disappearing armies. The Egyptians called them the Sea Peoples. Where they came from is still debated. Some scholars think they were climate refugees. Drought had destroyed their harvests. Others think they were mercenaries, pirates, displaced warriors from collapsing kingdoms. Nobody knows. That's part of what makes this collapse so unsettling. Around 1180 BC, the Hittite Empire, which had rivaled Egypt for 3 centuries, collapsed almost overnight. Their capital, Hattusa, was burned and abandoned. The Hittite language, once used in royal correspondence across the Middle East, vanished. Not a single Hittite text was written after 1180 BC. Then Ugarit fell. Archaeologists found the last letters ever written at Ugarit still in the kiln, waiting to be fired. When the city was destroyed, one of those letters was a desperate message to Egypt. Enemy ships have been sighted. The city is on fire. Egypt never replied, because Egypt was fighting for its own survival. Ramesses III, one of Egypt's last great pharaohs, fought off the Sea Peoples in 2 massive battles. He recorded them on the walls of his temple at Medinet Habu. Egypt survived, but barely. After the battles, Egypt shrank. The pharaohs never again controlled Canaan, never again campaigned in Nubia. The empire simply contracted. The Mycenaean Greeks, builders of Mycenae, Tiryns, and Troy, disappeared entirely. Within 2 generations, their writing system, Linear B, was forgotten. Their palace culture was gone. Greece entered what historians call the Dark Ages. Trade stopped. Cities were abandoned. The population of Greece fell by an estimated 75%. So what caused it? Historians have been debating this for over a century. The honest answer is we don't know for certain, but we have clues. Drought. Multiple studies of pollen samples and sediment cores show a severe, prolonged drought hit the eastern Mediterranean around 1200 BC. Crops failed. Grain shipments, the lifeblood of the Bronze Age economy, stopped. Cities that depended on imports suddenly had nothing to eat. Then earthquakes. Evidence of major seismic activity has been found at multiple destroyed Bronze Age sites. Mycenae, Tiryns, Ugarit. Then internal rebellions. When the palace economy collapses, the people turn on the palaces. And then the Sea Peoples. Waves of displaced, desperate people crashing into already weakened kingdoms. All of these things happened at the same time. That's what made it unsurvivable. The collapse created a dark age that lasted 300 years.